Yeah, what's going on, you guys? What's up? This is Garuda Ghost, a live stream with Tico, Tren, Red Pill. Yo, Tico, what's up, man?
Well, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm off from work today. I did some kickboxing training, some swimming, and for me it's almost 10 p.m. I'm drinking another beer, and yeah, I was like, just have a good conversation, to keep that camaraderie, share our thoughts. We just keep it 100% straight, and yeah, we only can learn from each other, So, yeah, how
Definitely.
have you been?
Pretty good. Just been chilling, doing the same thing, like just working out and hanging with my children and, bettering myself and making sure my children are doing all right in life.
Yeah, yeah, but
Traveling a
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah, the reason that I want to do this live stream with you, you made a video to it, and I responded that, and yeah, you sound pretty sorry for the echo, man, but yeah, you sounded pretty pissed off, and I was like, yo, Tico, yo, what's going on, man? But yeah, you are yeah, but you are totally right, man. Like, you can be red pilled, but that doesn't make you a MGTOW yet. And
Yeah,
like, even though you are a MGTOW, like, there is nothing wrong with having a girlfriend or whatever, man. But yeah, you're not a MGTOW then.
yeah, you're
End
definitely
of
not.
story.
You're definitely
End of
not.
story, man.
Yeah, you're definitely not if you're MGTOW. If you have a girlfriend, you're definitely not MGTOW. If you have a girlfriend, that's just wrong. That's just being disrespectful. That'd be no different if you. That'd be like slapping your mom in the face. Like, didn't expect her not to kick your ass, basically, or your dad
Yeah,
not to
and that's
whoop you.
and yeah, and like you are just being honest, Chico. Like, you have a relation, you have children, you are red pill, but not MGTOW, and
Oh, definitely not.
I appreciate that honesty,
Heck, hell, a lot of people get mad at me for saying that,
Yeah,
which is
that's
shocking. Like,
bullcrap.
I know people get mad at me. I get thumbs down on videos like that most of the times when I say something like that. It's like, oh, I can't believe this. Well, no, dude, I'm actually being respectful to the philosophy. How are you mad about me being respectful to the philosophy when you're sitting over there yelling at somebody else for being disrespectful to the philosophy? Like, how's that work? Like, you're making
Yeah,
videos
and
after videos on people over there being disrespectful to the philosophy, and I'm being respectful to the philosophy, and you're mad at me for being respectful. Like, how's that make sense?
yeah, that's what I appreciate about you, Tico. Like, you also can say, but you also can say, like, I have a girlfriend and fuck MGTOW, and you are not like that. You are like, I have a girlfriend, but I support MGTOW, and yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate that, Tico.
I support MGTOW 100%. Like, they haven't done anything wrong. They basically, it be, because I look at it like this. I'm all about fairness. Look, if women get, if it's if it can be women's choice, women's body, their choice to do whatever they want, men should have the right to do whatever the hell they want. So men should be able to go their own way. So you
Yeah,
can't be mad because you're doing the same damn thing and you want to take it out on them because they're doing their own thing and they're minding their own business and they're not bothering you. Why are you mad at them for not bothering you? Unless you wanted their attention and that bothers you. Like, think about
yeah, and
it.
yeah, that's a good point. But I also noticed that with people in general, like, and like, do you hate yourself so much that you feel good about talking shit about somebody else? Do you hate yourself or something? That's how I see it.
um, it's I don't to answer that one, like, you would literally, like, you would have to hate you would literally have to hate you. I don't know. It would more or less be like almost projection at that point. You would almost be projecting your you would actually be projecting your feelings onto other people. Or sometimes it's just bitterness or agitation or anger for the most part, which really sucks.
Yeah, yeah, because like right now you are in a relationship, right, Tico?
Yeah, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, but I am happy for you, and like, if I would say to
11
you,
plus
like,
years? 12? 11 plus 12
yeah,
years?
but like, Yeah, but like if I would say to you right now, yo, Tico, you are not a real man because you have a girlfriend. Maybe I'm just jealous at you, you
Yeah,
know?
true. Hell, I've
And
had
that
people that say I've had people that say in my comment sections, It's only your turn, bro. It's not. She's not yours. It's only your turn, bro. She's gonna leave you. She's gonna cheat on you." I've had it all in my comment section. Hell, and the sad part about that is she's the one that uploads my videos every day.
yeah, true, man. And that's and like yeah, and like and if it turns out bad, then yeah, you have to deal with it and
Yeah,
not
literally.
me, you
No,
know?
yeah, like it's my bag, not your bag. Why you in my bag?
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's a good point. I think the same reason why you don't call yourself a MGTOW, that's exactly the same reason why I don't call myself a Muslim. I believe in Islam, but I don't go to the mosque. I don't read the Quran. I don't do Ramadan. I never been to Mecca. Like I can say to you, like I am a Muslim because I believe it. I think that will be really disrespectful for those Muslims that been to Mecca, that do Ramadan, that do practicing.
Yeah,
So just out of respect, I would say, yeah, I'm not a Muslim. I only believe in it. And that's the same with you. And I only can respect that.
yeah, I agree 100% on that one because I look at this. There's no point. There's no point in acting or pretending like you're something when you're really not. For the most part, I'm all about being as authentic as humanly possible, even with all my flaws and even with all my, you know, all the shit that I do and say. I'm at least honest about the shit. Like I'll put it out there for you, and I'm not scared or shy to show it. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. And the point is, like, you don't have to be honest with other people as long as you are being honest with yourself.
Oh yeah,
That's the
definitely,
most important.
100%. And I think that's why a lot of people actually like me because of my blatant disregard and honesty for other people's feelings. I think that's why a lot of people actually liked me and sub to me for the most part. To be honest with you, because like
Yeah.
I'm very unapologetic. I'm very. Some people refer to me as being very savage. Some people refer to me as trendsetter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I take it all with
Because
strides, though. I take it all with strides.
a couple of weeks ago I made a video about that. Yeah, most people are living in fake realities. Like they are presenting themselves like someone that they are not, just to show to other people.
Spec streaming. Just because you're not monk, that don't mean you can't be MGTOW. Now, if you're in a Spanish manosphere, which I actually come from, that's a whole nother story. If you're in an English manosphere, you can actually be MGTOW and you can actually be MGTOW and not be a monk.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I was actually responding to somebody in your comment section.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, because like I would never use the terms beta male or alpha male or monk or pump and dump. I don't care. I am a MGTOW.
Yeah, it's basically all about you. As long as you're not disrespecting the philosophy, you're fine. As long as you're going your own way, you're not disrespecting the philosophy in the process of doing so. You're fine. As long as you're not trying to do the alley cart slash as long as you're not doing the alley cart slash buffet style thing where like you're sitting here picking and choosing. It'd be no different if you became a Buddhist monk. You got to follow a
Yeah.
strict tradition and you got to follow a set of guidelines. You can't just go in a You can't just go in the Buddhist temple and say, "Well, I want this training, but I don't want this training. I want this, but I don't want this. I don't feel like sleeping in that time. I don't want to wake up early in the morning, and I don't want to do this, but I'll do this, this, and this." You can't do that. They'll
Yeah,
laugh
that's
at
a
they'll
good
laugh you out of the temple.
yeah, good point. And like yeah, you talking about being monk. I think being a monk, that's also a lifestyle and a mindset.
Hmm.
And yeah, my opinion about is that like even though you are not dating anymore, that doesn't make you a monk. And I'm gonna explain what I mean with that. Like it's also a lifestyle. Like even though you are not dating anyone, like if you are drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, and you have a normal job, then you're not a monk. That's my opinion. I don't know if you agree with me on that, but
Um, I would say for the most part to be a monk for the most part on minimum because there's levels. There's even levels to that. To be a monk on minimum, you would basically have no relations, no relations of any type. Well, not relations of any type. Any sexually anything leading toward a sexual relationship with women for the most part. Everything be like cordial, like it's your brother or your sister or family, basically. Um, that's typically the minimum for monk. Basically, you're not having sex, you're not kissing up on women, you're not hugging up on women. Basically, you're basically just like they're basically just like your family with them for the most part. That would say that would
yeah,
be like
true.
minimum monk. Now, if you really want to go, if you really want to take it to the extreme, like high level monks, they're pretty much off the grid. Or they also got MGTOWs that aren't monks that are off the grid for the most part, that live off the land and that are survivalists and shit like that, like mountain men type style people. They do have those too. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah, it's for the most part, it's all about improving yourself, bettering yourself, and always expounding upon yourself to make yourself a better person. Because at the end of the day, no matter how you cut it, nobody can tell you how to be a better version of yourself because
that's
they're not
true.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be like me trying to prescribe like medication for you and come to find out you're allergic to it, or come to find out you have negative adverse effects from it, or just stuff like that. Only you know these things. Only know you know what you're allergic to. Only you know what agitates your stomach or your heart or your immune system or anything like that for the most part. Only you know that. And, well, maybe your doctor too, but for the most part, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, true, man. I mean, like you are the only one that can read your mind, and not somebody else. You know.
It don't matter how many times somebody tell you this stuff over here, as long as you're following the philosophy and you're not disrespecting it, and that you're going your own way and you're doing what makes you better. Like just because this person's over here driving nice cars, or just because this person over here got $1 million homes, or just because this person over here is want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in his prime time. Like that's not you. If that's not what you want to do, that's not what you want to do. If you want to do fishing, that's all you want to do all your life for the rest of your life, as long as you're bettering yourself, that's all that matters. If you want to do hunting, if that's what you want to do to better yourself, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So
but like you can be red pilled in many different aspects, and you can be MGTOW in like
um,
I'm just being honest. Like when it comes to that financially part, I am not MGTOW. I try to do my best to work towards to it, but
yeah,
I am not financially independent. So when it comes to that, I'm just being honest. When it comes to that, yeah, I am not MGTOW because yeah, I just have a normal job, you know.
yeah. The question is, are you paying back your debt?
Uh, you mean my tax or?
You said. I thought you said debt. Oh, so you don't have any debt. I thought you said debt. I'm sorry. Like, I thought you said you had debt. Like, it's like credit card debt or school loan, school
Oh no
debt,
no no
basically.
no 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 no
I thought
no.
just what you said. Oh, you're paying taxes. Gotcha. Well, no, because like again, just like monk, there's different levels to that too. Um, there's entry level. There's basically first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Basically, once you start getting up higher, then you start being like it's kind of like monk. Basically, you're the higher you get, you basically start living off the grid for the most part. You have no contact with, you know, people at some point. You don't really talk to people as much as humanly possible, and as much most as you do is probably like trading with your nearby neighbor or something like that, or trading basically, or you know, purchasing goods if you need to purchase if you have to purchase goods every now and again. That'd be typically like the higher level monk MGTOWs, not monks, basically. And the bottom level basically is you're just getting in. That's after you got out of red pill rage, just getting in the scene. You're just trying to figure out where you are, where you're trying to go, what level you're going to be. because there's a lot of MGTOWs that'll tell you that they're level 3 or level 2 for the most part. Like I think Freaky Jersey Tells will tell you in a heartbeat that he's level 2 or level 3. He fluctuates between level 2 and level 3. Then you have um Mr. Forma. I think he fluctuates between level 2. I think he's like level 2. I think I want to say, and then like Hammerhands what will be like level 5, level 6, or something like that. So
Yeah.
it depends on where you are in the spectrum for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, but to be honest, I am not a monk. Like the only thing that is monk about me, I haven't dated for more actually before since I started my channel. But
Mhm.
like I smoke cigarettes, I drink beer. Those are two blue pill aspects, and I don't have my own business. So like
Well, I
I
look at it
would
like
I would
this.
I would never call myself a monk
Yeah,
because
but I look at it like this
then
though.
I would be a motherfucking liar to myself, you know.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. Because I look at it like this: when you drink beer, are you overdoing it? I mean, when you drink, are you overdoing it to the point where like you're in a stupor?
To be
Or
really honest, I think the last 10 weeks I drink beer 3 times a week or so. Yeah, too much to be honest with you.
well, that's not too much because like I know people. Oh, whew, that's actually really good. Like I know people that drink like literally like every single day, and like 3 beers. That's a joke to them. That's like drinking water to them. Like there's
Okay.
people I know that drink like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like
Wow,
20,
wow,
30.
fuck.
Like I know
Oh,
people that
wow,
drink cases a day. So
wow.
three
Yeah,
three times
that's
a week is nothing. That's basically on the same level as me. I drink like once maybe twice a week for the most part.
okay.
So
Yeah, thanks,
so
thanks, man. You are giving me confidence, Tico.
because like shit, I know there's people in the manosphere right now that can do a case a day and literally go out and buy another case the next day. There are people in the manosphere that'll drink like a half a case. So like just because I look at it like this, if it's not blue pill if you don't overdo it to the point where you're drinking yourself into a stupor or drinking yourself into a situation where you could possibly be fired or you can actually mess up driving or mess up your job basically because you're an alcoholic for the most part. You know what I mean? So if you're an
Yeah,
alcoholic, then you're technically still blue pill and to some extent because you're held to the plantation by alcohol, basically. Um,
yeah. I agree with you that Tico, and yeah. Thanks for the compliment. But
because I look at it like
how I
this.
see, but how I see, I think every cigarette or every beer, it's a distraction. That's how I see it.
No, it's not a distraction. I look at it like this: if you can actually go to work every day and not have to ever worry about losing your job because of alcoholism, you're fine. If you never have to worry about going to rehab, you're fine. If you, it's basically like if you did drugs, basically like potheads. If you could go to work as a
Yeah,
functioning pothead and never have to worry about being drug tested, I mean, granted, you can get in trouble for it no matter where you are, but as long as you can function and you're not looking like the potheads from Harold and Kumar, basically, or half baked or something like that, you're fine. As long as you can
yeah,
function, you're fine. The minute you stop being able to function and you get like write ups and your boss is pulling you in the office for other crazy shit and you might lose your job, or if you're worried about losing your job because you drink so much,
yeah,
then you have a problem, and then now you're tethered to the plantation via your vice. I mean, it's fine to enjoy your vice. Hell, it's good to drink a glass of wine every now and again. It's good to drink a beer every now and again. It's good to drink every now and again. If as long as it makes you feel good and you don't wake up the next day looking like Hangover, the movie Hangover, where you can't
yeah.
remember
I know
where the
the
hell you
movie.
were, where you were, what you did, where you parked your car, how the hell you got to this side of town, you know, how you woke up next to this ugly ass woman that you thought looked like Halle Berry because you had beer goggles. I mean, long as you ain't got to worry about that type of stuff, you're fine. You're perfectly fine.
Yeah, yeah, true, man. I think there is a difference between, I don't know if you agree with me, but like in the Netherlands, we love drugs. We love drugs more than every other country in this world. But I think there is a difference between a drug user or a junkie. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
like,
agree with
well, no,
me.
I wouldn't call it a drug user, drug junkie. I would call it like, I would call it like a drug user, and I would say like a what they refer to it as a they have it in like they have it on a lot of sites basically where they refer to social drug user. There's this it'd be like in a social drinker basically. Do you drink or smoke in social crowds, or you drink or smoke all the time basically? So there's a difference between being a social user and there's a difference between being an addict. I mean, they're two ends of the spectrum. Like there's well, I mean, then there's also like I don't do any of that at all, but that's a whole nother story. Um, but
Yeah,
if you just do stuff socially, 9 times out of 10, you probably only do it when you hang out with your friends or family for the most part. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're an
yeah,
addict, whoo, that's a problem. Like you're just doing it just to do it now because it makes you feel good, and that's the only way you can function in life. If you know what I mean. So
yeah. True.
I
Yeah,
mean,
true,
it
man.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter. It doesn't matter if you use a drug. If it's legal in your country and you don't overdo it, and you're able to still keep your job, like I said, and you don't have to worry about your boss pulling you into the office to give you any warnings or write ups, or your coworkers worried about your safety or health, you're fine. Stuff like that for the
yeah.
most part.
That's funny that you say that. Like you say, like if it's legal in your country, here in the Netherlands, marijuana is legal, but
Mm-hmm.
in every other country, marijuana is
Illegal.
illegal. So
Well,
let
yeah.
let let, let so let's say here in the Netherlands, I smoke marijuana, then yeah, I am a drug abuser. Or no, sorry, in the Netherlands, I am not a drug abuser because it's legal, and
Mm-hmm.
in another country, I am because it's illegal. So that's, yeah, funny thing,
No,
man. But
not really. You wouldn't really be a drug abuser if you like do. Let's just say a good example. If you do, how often do you probably let's just say random? Give me a random number. How often you actually smoke weed? Like, give me a random number.
to be really honest with you, let's say I drink beer 3 times a week.
Okay.
I smoke marijuana also 3 times a week. And like, yeah, I don't know if this is a good thing to say, but I am 100% straight to you. Like, together with my friends, once in a while we go to techno house parties.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe every 3 weeks I sniff some fucking cocaine. To be honest with you.
Okay. And if that's the case, let's just say we'll take that habit and we'll put it in another country. Just because your habits are illegal, as long as you can function properly and you're not breaking it, we're not breaking any other laws that can possibly like harm other people.
That's true. Yeah, yeah,
You're perfectly fine. You're perfectly within your right to pretty much do what you want for the most part.
yeah,
As long as you ain't got to worry about the safety of you and other people around you, you're fine. It don't matter if
yeah.
it's legal in one country or legal in another country. As long as you're not overdoing it, it's perfectly fine. It's kind of like I know. There's this one white lady that I know. She's a model, and she actually snorts coke what like before she goes on the runway, and
Yeah, that's
she
crazy.
doesn't
That's
do.
crazy.
Yeah, now, mind you, she doesn't do the runways too often. She only does the runways probably what like 3 times a month, if that. So her coke use is probably like 3 times a month for the most part, and she
Yeah,
basically does
yeah.
it so she can actually, because she has like what's the word I'm looking, almost like a stage fright type of thing.
Okay, okay.
Because she doesn't like she's very pretty. She's very pretty. Don't get me wrong, but she doesn't like a whole lot of eyes on her. She gets very nervous and very self conscious because you know how women get when everybody gets when all the eyes are on them. Basically, they
Yeah.
start like worrying about what they look like. Do they got anything in their teeth or is their hair right? Stuff like that. She gets very self conscious like that. So for her to do that many times only, I commend her for that. As long as she ain't getting fired and she keeps her jobs and she keeps on she keeps on getting picked up by fashion houses to model their wear. That's all that matters. Do what you got to do to make yourself functional, so you won't lose your job or lose any opportunities for the most part. If you know what I mean. I mean, I may not condone it, but if it keeps you calm and it keeps you in your job and it keeps you from freaking out, do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But I don't know. You ever been to the Netherlands or?
um, I've been once, but I was there on a layover.
Yeah,
I was
because
doing a layover, but I only the most I did was go from the airport to the hotel because I had like a next day. I had like a next day layover basically. So like that's the most I did for the most part. So I didn't really do anything special or when I go out anywhere. But I always wanted to go back because my trip from the airport to the hotel was pretty interesting, and I seen a lot of stuff that I would love to do in the Netherlands. I seen a lot of shit I would love to do in the Netherlands.
yeah, man. Because in the Netherlands we call it coffee shops. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, I know what they are, really, but yeah, they call it coffee
Yeah,
shops.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say you can they sell everything, yeah, except
hmm
coffee.
hmm hmm
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but do you know what the crazy, like the Netherlands, as far as I know, it's the only country in this world where prostitution and marijuana is legal.
That would definitely give you that. I mean, well, prostitution and marijuana, I would say, isn't it like where's the red light? Where's the red light district at? Isn't that in Amsterdam? Isn't it technically
Yeah,
legal there too?
yeah,
Or is it
yeah.
just in that city that it's legal?
No, when people talk about the red light district, they always talk about the capital Amsterdam. But you have that in every city. Like me myself, I'm living in a really
Oh,
small
so there's a
city.
difference between yeah, okay, got you. So like the whole entire country it's legal, whereas like
Yeah.
places like Vegas or Amsterdam, it's just legal in that city. Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
No, it's legal in the whole country. Like me myself, I'm living in a really small city called Harlem. We write it with double A. It's a really small city, about 10 minutes from Amsterdam. But yeah, we also have red light districts, you know. So it's like when people talk about red light districts and coffee shops, they only think it's in Amsterdam. No, it's the whole country, the Netherlands.
hmm Okay. Yeah, because so like it's the whole damn country that's pretty much so
Yeah.
it'd be different from Vegas where like prostitution is legal and I think when I want to say weed smoking is legal, but that's only legal in only so like the rest of the country of the United States it's not legal. But in if whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas type thing. Only it's legal
Yeah.
throughout the whole entire country. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And because do you know what the crazy thing is about the Netherlands? Like, you are allowed to have 5 grams marijuana. You are allowed to have 0.5 gram cocaine. The
Okay.
police they cannot do nothing to you, man. Like you can smoke your weed and passing by a police officer in the Netherlands, and people that never been to the Netherlands, they will probably don't believe that, but the yeah,
They
that
freak
is what
out.
we do. Yeah, yeah, because like so if you want to fuck prostitutes or smoke weed legal, come to the Netherlands, man. It's a paradise here, man.
I believe it.
But yeah, but the funny thing is like in the Netherlands, marijuana and hashies, we are using the term soft drugs, but
hmm
soft drugs is bull. Like drugs is drugs. There's no such thing as soft drugs.
hmm I agree 100% on that one.
Because like a coworker of mine, he smokes about for $30, no, €30 on marijuana every day.
Wow, $30 of marijuana every. Damn, how much is marijuana there?
I think 1 gram is about $7.
Wow,
And
wow.
like yeah, like I said, we are using the term soft drugs, but if you are smoking for €30 marijuana every day, no, then it's not soft drugs anymore, man. You are
That's
an
pretty much like
addict,
doing a pack.
basically.
That's like pretty much like doing a pack a day of cigarettes for the most part at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, as long as I look at it like this, as long as well, cigarettes after a while they get bad. I mean, if you smoke like anything under a half a pack a day, I say more power to you. If you smoke over a half a pack, you might have some problems.
Yeah, yeah, true, man. But yeah, but I've been to a lot of countries, and like me myself, I was born and raised in the Netherlands, so yeah, I don't know better. But if I really think about it, the Netherlands it's a crazy country. If I think about it, you know.
It's not too crazy. It's actually doing what it needs to do to survive by its people, basically. I mean, it's not really because it's not really. You can always have a country that's overbearing and always in your business and always trying to control your bedroom life and always trying to control your personal life and you know telling you you're not this color if you don't vote for them, Biden.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
I
like,
mean,
do
it's
you
just
know
shit like
what?
that. Like,
Yeah, but do you, like, let's say what? Yeah, one difference between the United States and the Netherlands. Like in the United States, if you kill somebody, there is a chance you will never be free again, right?
yeah,
In the Netherlands, it doesn't matter who you kill, you will get free one day.
yeah.
There
And
was
that's
there was a
what that's the difference between the Netherlands and I think the United States is. In the United States, they try to break it down to make it more complicated than it needs to be in a legal system. Like you got first degree, second degree, third degree murder, basically. And you got like manslaughter. Then you got
yeah, yeah.
like homicide. And you got other things, and it's like it's just they basically convolute the system so ridiculously. It's a wonder why a lot of people either get off, or a lot of people even get tried. I mean, they basically throw so many charges at you when you get arrested. That's how people end up in jail for a long period of time, especially if you can't pay for a lawyer, especially if you can't pay for the proper lawyer, and especially if you can't afford to pay post bail. A lot of people end up in jail for X amount of time because one of those charges is going to stick to you no matter what because they throw so many at
Yeah,
you.
and I think the punishment in the United States is too much. Like when I was in Los Angeles in 2015, at my hotel room, I had a TV and there was a sign like, if you are stealing this TV, you can get 2 years of prison.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Like
Yeah, because
like
it's a,
2 years
that's
for stealing, and yeah, to be honest, it was a really big TV. But
if you walking
but
out with that TV,
but
if you get away with it, I think you deserve because some of those hotel TVs be big as hell. If you get away
yeah,
with that TV, I think you deserve to basically. I think that person who's working the hotel desk at the time should go to jail for 2 years if they got to walk. If you walked out with their damn TV, that's just me though. Because if you
yeah,
walked
but
out with a
like.
big ass TV in a hotel room, that person working
Yeah,
the desk
okay,
should
but
be.
I think like stealing a TV, okay, it's not allowed because you are stealing. But
Yeah,
come on, man, 2 years, that's
two
too
years.
much, I
Yeah,
think.
another good example of that'll blow your mind. If if you if you shoot somebody,
Yeah.
you can get 5 years in jail. If you have a gun, you can get 10 to 15 years in jail just having a gun on you illegally. 10 to 15 years in jail for just having a gun on you illegally. But if you shoot somebody and it was uncalled for, you can get, and as long as they don't die, you can get like 5 years maximum in jail.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, can you
Yeah.
explain that to me? Because I always thought that guns are legal in the United States, or
Well, guns are legal, yeah, but like if you don't have a permit for it, so there's a difference between actual like there's a I mean plus it varies state by state. Like there's a lot of states where like you can have like an assault rifle basically or a rifle of some sort basically and not have to worry about registering it. But handguns on the other hand, across the board, every state you have to register your handgun. Okay, cool. Now
okay,
if you don't have a registered firearm, I mean there's two types of registered firearms. There is well three technically. You have open carry, you have
yeah,
you have a what's it called on your person permit basically concealed carry, that's what it's called. And then you also have
okay,
just a regular registered firearm to your name basically. There are three different things. So like the registered one basically means you own a firearm and it's at your house. Concealed carry means you're allowed to have a gun on you. Open carry means you're allowed to walk around with a gun with an AR-15 or AK-47 and go to the diner and eat with your AK-47s like it's your date.
Okay.
That's the difference. But at the same time, like if you don't have a permit, I mean, if you don't have a permit for your handgun, when they find a handgun on you, you can go to jail for 5 years. I mean, you can go to jail for 10 to 15 years. But if you actually shoot somebody and you do have a permit and it was uncalled for to shoot somebody, you only get 5 years. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
just by carrying a gun on you and you don't have a permit, you can go to jail for 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. But don't get me wrong. I've been to the United States 3 times. I love the United States and I love American people. But yeah, living in the United States, I don't think that's a good idea. I think I would be in jail all the time, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's like there's certain things that like I just look at it and be like, you know what, I don't think I could do this, or hell no, I'm not doing this, or and there's just stuff like that. Like there's so many laws for no damn reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
Like half the laws don't make no damn sense, and the other half is like, why? And like
yeah.
a good example of a law that I think is unnecessary. Is it Rhode Island or is it New Hampshire? They have a Good Samaritan law. Um,
Okay,
if a crime takes place and you're a witness to the crime, either you're supposed to help the person or call the police.
okay,
If you don't, you can go to jail for I don't know how long you can go to jail, but you can go to jail for not doing either.
okay. Yeah,
So like, and I think I want to say it's what like I want to say it's what like anywhere between 2 to 5 years for not calling the police or not rendering help to a person for the most part.
shit, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Like in the Netherlands, like if you are going to jail, then you really, really must done something wrong. But in the
Yeah,
United States, you can go to jail for no reason, man.
you can
So
go to jail. Hell, you can go to jail for breathing the wrong way at a cop.
yeah,
It's
crazy,
like
man. And
getting an
don't get
attitude
me
a cop.
wrong, man. I love America. I love American people, but to live in America, no way, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to those things, I think yeah, here in Europe and especially Western Europe, yeah, I think we got more freedom than in the United States. I think.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent you do, and the neat thing about it is like, I mean, there's trade offs in every single country for the most part. I mean, it varies country to country, so there's trade offs basically. I mean, people say, well, the United States is the greatest country in the world because they allow us to have guns. That's nice. You're able to have guns. That's it. Like, so what? Like, there's other countries that consider themselves the greatest country in the world because they're allowed to do other things, or they have perks, or they have benefits over here for the most part. So it's all
Yeah,
about a
but
trade
like
off for the most part.
even though you have guns in the United States, maybe that's also the reason that you have so many gangs in the United States.
Also the reason why there's so many mass shootings, school shootings, military
Yeah,
base shootings, church shootings. You know, there's a trade off to it basically. I mean, it's fine to have a gun, but like it's not fine to find out that you're getting shot in the back while you're on your knees praying to the Lord. Not a great
yeah,
thing.
because like here in the Netherlands, like it's in general, it is not easy to get a gun. Let me tell don't get the wrong idea from me, but I know guys that are in cocaine, ecstasy, whatever. Like I know how to talk and I have money, so I can get a gun. But for most people, it's not easy to get a gun here in the
Hmm.
Netherlands. But I think that's also a good thing because like if you are carrying a gun, there is also a bigger chance that you're going to use that gun, you know?
Hmm. True story. Yeah, because the sad part about that, what a lot of people don't realize is if you don't have something on you, you have a less of a chance of actually using it. And the sad part
Yeah,
about that is how they say it, power corrupts power. For the most part, is the best way I
yeah,
can describe
yeah,
it to you. Power corrupts
yeah,
power. Um, so whenever you feel like you got this power, you're more than likely, want to show off what you got on you, basically, or what you got in a car. For the most part, it's just facts.
yeah,
Whenever you Whenever you do something like that, you're basically going to do that. Now, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I do carry knives, but I don't always let people know I have a knife on me. That's the best way to do it. You don't have to let everybody know that you got a weapon on you. Basically, it is what it
Yeah,
is because now,
that's a good point. Like people don't have to know it, and like
yeah.
if they are making trouble with you, then they will find out. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. And because like you got people that'll say something to you, especially in the hood. You got people that goes, "Don't make me go to the trunk." Okay, you got to make it to the trunk first. You
Yeah,
got to. By the time you get to the trunk, I probably already cut you in the back, basically several times. It's just fact. Or like I'll have people that go, well, or people like here's a funny thing I've noticed about like guns rights owners for the most part. They'll say the simplest shit like this, like a bomb blast that happened in Great Britain. They go, well, if I was there and I had a gun, I could have stopped it. I go, your gun's not going to stop a bomb blast to the face. Let's just keep it
no, no,
100. There's no way in heck I've never heard of a gun, having a gun on you protecting you from being blown up. Like it doesn't work like that. Like no,
yeah,
it doesn't work like that. Like it's one thing if you actually catch the people. It's another thing if the bombs are already set and they blow up. Like your gun's not going to protect you from a. What you going to do? Shoot out the shrapnel that's blowing up in your face? Basically, what are you going to do? Like that makes sense? How? And it's just stuff like that that just blows my mind when it comes to people. Like they don't really think what they're saying before they actually open their mouth and say it. It's like what?
yeah. Good point. But I think like carrying something like it's also like you don't feel like when I was in I don't know if you ever been in LA, but like
Hmm.
downtown LA at night, I didn't feel safe, man. I
Hmm.
really didn't feel safe. I found a steel pipe. I kept that. I
Hey,
at the last couple of days, I bought a baseball bat, man, because like you have like I am alone, you know, but there are
yeah.
always groups of people that think they like I'm the type of guy like if I have a problem with one person, I think I will be the first that walks away because I am not looking for trouble. But I
Hmm.
am the type of guy like if you think you are better than me because you are together with the whole group, let's do this, man. And
True.
like I will like at least I will take one or two guys out. Maybe those other guys will beat me up, but at least I will take one or two, you know?
Hmm. Because I've always had this motto when it comes to guns, and like people look at me like I got six hits because they don't really understand the full concept of it. Especially like people that always talk about they got their guns and they'll do this with their guns. I've always had this motto: if your muzzle passes my head, your ass is dead. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
true. Yeah, man, true.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, man.
because it's very hard to shoot me when the muzzle's not pointing at me and it's past me. Like,
Yeah,
at what point are you going to be able to use your gun effectively if your muzzle passes my head? Like, it's just
yeah.
facts. And
But
people look at me
but
like, "Well, how would you shoot you?" I go, "Well, if your muzzle's past my head, you're not shooting me. You're shooting whatever's behind me or on the other side of me for the most part. So think about that."
yeah, true. In Thailand, yeah, you have some islands. Then you can go to a shooting range, and let's say I had a gun in my hand two times. And the funny thing is, like the first time that you're having a real gun in your hand, it also gives you some special feeling, like hey, what the
Oh yeah,
fuck, man? I am having a gun
I'm
in
the
my hand,
shit.
and like
Yeah, like you feel like you're
you
extra powerful
like
basically with a gun.
it also makes you yeah, man. I was like,
It
hey,
makes you think you're
fuck, man, I have a
invincible
gun
too.
in my hand right now.
It makes you feel like you're
Yeah,
invincible
yeah,
for the
and
most
that's
part, and that's
that's
the problem with the guns for the most part. It makes you feel like you can do anything,
yeah,
like you're
yeah,
Superman or
exactly,
some shit
yeah.
like that. But the sad part about that, there's always somebody that's a bit quicker, a bit faster, a bit more accurate that'll take your ass out. It's just
Yeah, and
facts.
when I was shooting with that gun, yeah, not that I was scared or something, but like every bullet that you shoot, it gives you some feeling that is
Or
running
some,
to your
it's basically
body. Yeah,
it's basically
I
a
cannot
rush.
explain to you.
It's a
I
rush,
cannot explain
basically.
to you.
It's a
Yeah,
rush.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know how to explain, but only to have a gun in your hand that gives you some feeling, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It does that for anybody for the most part. It's all it's. it's a matter. It's all about filling this superiority or this power for the most part. Because I know people that'll say like, I go, what if somebody what like? Because I know people that'll say, you know, people can come to my house because I got guns. Okay, what if you're dealing with somebody who has the ability to walk into your house without you even noticing? Well, I would know. No, you won't. No, you won't. I know a lot of people who could bring piano wire to a gunfight and walk out with a higher body count than the people with guns.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like, I'm just keeping it 100. Like, I know a Colombian that could do it. I know two Russians, and I know three Israelis that can pull that off.
Phew, yeah, yeah.
So if they can walk into your house with piano wire and take you out before you even fire a first shot, I highly doubt you're going to be able to do anything. They must be trained either really, really good or you must really, really suck. Either way, like, weigh it. I mean, it's just stuff like that that just blows my mind because people will say, well, you know, I got guns in my house, so you come to my house, you're getting shot. Well, there's people that actually, like a good example, me. If I know you have a gun at your house, I'm not going to approach your house loudly and I'm not going to kick in your door, basically. I'll probably just send a RPG rocket to your house for the most part.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna sneak in through the roof or something like that, basically on some Black Ops type shit. It's just facts. Like, so your gun ain't gonna do shit when I'm already standing over your body with a knife to your neck or something like that. You know what I mean? So like your gun ain't shit, basically. And people forget about stuff like that. It's very hard to protect yourself when an RPG rocket is flying through your house. Like, like,
Yeah, exactly, man. But actually, I want to ask you, Tico. Yeah, I don't know how that is in the United States, but like here in the Netherlands, like if you stab somebody, you get a higher punishment than if you shoot somebody. I don't know how is that in the United States.
um,
Because like stabbing somebody, that is more personal.
yeah, true. I mean, it depends. If you stab somebody repeatedly, you're gonna get hella time basically in the United States. If you like just stab somebody like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 9, 12, 13, 49 times, basically, you're gonna get a
Yeah,
whole lot of time in the United States. If you stab somebody one time, it can be justified as self-defense and or you know, you reacted very quickly and the person got stabbed for the most part. But if you stab somebody multiple times, it's like, okay, there was some serious intent or you were very angry, obviously, to stab
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
that many times for the most part. So we're going to have to tack on extra time to that. But like I said, if you
yeah.
stab somebody once and call it a day, you should be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if I would stab somebody, I would stab him 23 times.
Yeah, that would get you a lot of time in the United States because then that
Yeah.
would be
And
like
then
that would be like
I
a crime
got
of passion or a crime of you were in a bit you did it in a fit of rage basically or you had to improvise and keep going or you must have missed basically is what they'll say and you'll get more time for that. But if you cut somebody one time and that was it, you'll be fine. I mean, it could be self
and
defense or it
you
could
will
be yeah, it could be
and you
reactionary self defense. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about
you will probably ask yourself, yo, Garuda, why 23 times?
that.
First, no, first.
That's a bit much, Garuda. Like,
No, first of all, 23 is my lucky number.
oh good lord.
And second of all, 22 times is not enough, man.
Oh good lord. No, you didn't. 22
No,
times
man.
is not
I'm
enough.
I'm just I'm just I'm
I
just
know.
kidding, man.
I know.
I'm
I'm
just
messing with
kidding.
you. I know. I kind of figured you were. Like, cause me, I only need one good one. That's it. Like me, also all I need is one good one. I don't need like a second or a third go at it for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is a funny to be honest, we talk about guns, and I am one of the most peaceful guys, but
Hmm.
some people they will never leave you alone, and you always got to protect yourself, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's one thing to protect yourself. It's another thing to go out and try to like harm somebody just because
Yeah.
you feel like you got this rush of power because you have a weapon on you for the most part. That's not necessary. That's not necessary in the least bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Like,
I'm glad. I think, yeah, when you look at the murder rate, the Netherlands is one of the most safest countries in this world.
Shoot, not the United States when it comes to the murder rate. Shit, the murder rate's so freaking high.
I noticed that, man. Like in New York, I had no problems. In Chicago, I had no problems. In Minneapolis, I had no problems. Milwaukee, but yeah, LA. Yeah, yeah. First off, people from California are a little bit crazy, but
Well, the sad part
to be
about that,
to
you picked all the cities with the highest murder rates.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah, yeah. That's
I
true.
felt
But
safe in New York. Really, New York? I felt safe in Chicago. Really, Chicago? Like,
yeah, yeah. No, but just from my experience, and but
but I think
I
Chicago
think
actually has a higher murder rate than actual California.
yeah, I think Chicago has more murders than New York and LA together.
I think so too.
They
But I
they
feel
call
safe there.
especially the South Side. They call it Chirac.
Yeah, they call it Chirac. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it is what it is because like shit always happens there. So it's like their murder rates like ridiculously high. So it's like it's not shocking. But if you tell me you're safe there, obviously either you're crazy, you're just as crazy as the people there, or everybody loves you there for some odd reason.
yeah,
Either
maybe,
way.
but yeah, maybe, but like I never felt unsafe in Chicago or New York. It those moments that I was really scared, also at daytime LA, and I've not only Compton but also East LA, MacArthur Park,
Okay.
North Hollywood. Like when you see Hollywood on TV, you only see the beautiful things, and I have been there.
The walk of
Great,
fame,
great spot.
basically.
But you also have North Hollywood. Trust me, that's not a nice place, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like Washington D.C. All you can think of is like the White House, the Capitol building, and this, that, and the other. But if you
Yeah,
actually buy the White House, if you turn, depending on what sides of the White House you're on, I think it's two or three sides of the White House. If you turn one way and look at the White House, you'll see the White House. If you turn around and look to the back of you, you'll see the hood behind you. It's literally the hood
yeah, and
behind you.
and then what? Now, when I was in New York, I took the train to Washington D.C. Yeah, that's about 4 hours to go and go back. But I've only been a couple of hours to Washington D.C. And like you said, if you go, yeah, around the corner from the White House, there is a big chance you see some MS-13 members or something. I'm just giving
Hmm.
you an example, man. And
Yeah,
that is, you don't see that on TV.
yeah. Yeah, you don't see that as much as on TV, but like the irony to it is it's there, the elements are there. But the sad
Yeah,
part about that is the problem that I have with a lot of people in America, especially like when it comes to feminists, is just because it's not on TV or just because we're not talking about it, that don't mean things don't exist like crimes and sick individuals that would actually do sick foul things to your body. And that's the problem that I have with a lot of women that my body, my choice. Okay, it's your body, your choice until you walk to the wrong neighborhood, then you end up missing or raped or
yeah,
beaten or murdered or anything along those lines or on a sex trade. Basically, either way, I
yeah,
mean, shit can happen to you. Like just because you think should be able to walk somewhere, hell, I think I should be able to walk in a KKK meeting without being bothered or without being like called the N word, but that's not going to ever happen. Let's just keep it 100. So
yeah.
you can't walk anywhere you want, dressed any way you want, without anything happen to you because there are sick people in this world that'll do sick foul things to your body and or you. It's just facts.
Yeah, and like when the things that I say you right now, I also tell that to other people, and they always tell me, "Yo, man, you have balls of steel." No, man, I don't have balls of steel. I'm just a crazy motherfucker, man.
Like yeah, like it's just facts. Like you can't do stuff. Like I know I can't do certain things in certain places, so I know you can't do things in certain places for the fact that if I do certain things in certain places, I can end up dead, missing, or on the news as a statistic. If you do the same thing goes for women that want to do this, preach this narrative. No, you can end up dead, missing, or in another country in a sex trade for the most part. I mean, you got to pick your poison. Like either you want to be safe or you don't want to be safe, and you can't have it both
Yeah,
ways. It'll never be that way. This isn't a perfect world. People do some crazy shit in this world. And all the good people aren't always going to be there to save you from the bad people. And 9 times out of 10, the bad people will probably kick the shit out of the good people for the most part because that's what they do. That's their thing.
Yeah, they don't make no exceptions.
Oh yeah, they don't make any exceptions. Hell, you could be walking with your daughter. If they really want you, they'll kill your daughter and take you, or they'll kill your mom and take you, or kill your dad and take you,
Yeah,
or your boyfriend and take
exactly,
you.
man.
It's like they don't make any exceptions. Criminals don't work like that. Criminals aren't going to stop because you're a feminist and you're telling them, "I believe I should be able to walk down the street like this." That's not going to stop a criminal ever. Like
Yeah, exactly, and like there are also many
if they want to
cases in
rob you, they're
the.
going to rob you. If they want to beat you, they're going to beat you. If they want to rape you, they're going to rape you. It doesn't matter. Like that's not going to stop a criminal because you're a feminist and you believe that you should be able to do something. That's not going to stop anybody from doing anything.
Yeah, there are also a lot of cases in the United States, like they even will shoot a little baby, man. So
Um, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, they do crazy stuff, and it's shit always happens. Because I was telling somebody about a incident that happened in the United States that got swept under the rug because they think everything gets. Because the neat thing about the United States that I've noticed is not all news stories, not all incidents make it to the news. They get swept under the rug. They never even
yeah,
make it on the
yeah,
front page, back page, any page. And there was an incident where a little girl was shot in the hand by an AK-47 and she's in a hospital. No airtime, didn't even catch press, never even made it in the magazine, never even made it in the newspaper, never even made it in a news story at all.
yeah.
I think it was published in like some type of tabloid or it was published in some non some non-popular off-brand paper or news source basically. Like that little girl's still in the
Yeah.
hospital.
One thing
Like
I want to ask. Spec Streaming is asking on what you been to Milwaukee. It's hot there. Laughing. Yeah. Actually, I was in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and I only been to Milwaukee for one day, and I only been to downtown. So yeah, I haven't been to the hood to answer your question, Spec Streaming. So
I wouldn't really call Milwaukee hood for the most part. I mean, it does have some hood elements, but I wouldn't really call it hood. I mean, there's other places that
yeah,
like I would call
that
that in the United States that's like far worse than Milwaukee for the most part, like Compton,
no,
Chicago.
that's true. But if you yeah, you are totally right. But like Milwaukee is one of the smaller cities and like for a small city, the murder rate is really high in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. But at the same time, though, like there's certain places that I would consider hood, and there's other places I wouldn't consider hood, based on my experiences with the hood. Like if like a good example of that is if you have over a certain if your neighborhood has over a certain economic over the poverty if your medium income is over like poverty or your lowest income is over the poverty line, you're not the hood anymore. Like I'm sorry, if you like a good example of that, if your neighborhood is what, like we'll say your median income is 50,000 a year, 56,000 a year. if
Yeah,
if that's your median income in your neighborhood, you're no longer hood. If if you make over 20, I would say if you make over what 19,000 a year and you want to call yourself a hood, and that's the lowest income in your neighborhood, you're not hood. Like it's just facts. You're not hood. You're probably like low middle. You're probably like low middle class for the most part. I mean, it's
yeah,
just stuff like that for the most part.
and like yeah, that's a good point. And I always say like your area or your zip code doesn't make you a gangster.
Yeah, it's all about the work that you put in your neighborhood that actually makes you gangster. Just because you live there, that don't make you gangster. Just because you heard a couple shootings or you live around the corner from there, or you know somebody that got shot, or you know somebody in the gang, that don't make you gangster, nor did that make you street.
Yeah. Spec Streaming says I lived there. I can send you to some of those places. Yo, spec streaming, thanks, but I've been to Milwaukee one time, and that will be probably the last time. Like, I no, 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 spec streaming. Like, I tell you things that I experienced, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna do it another time. And he says, it's not Compton. Believe it or not, I've been to Compton for 2 hours. I didn't felt safe. I was scared, so I am not gonna go to Compton for the second time. To answer your question, spec streaming. But yeah. And that's also what I learned, Tico. Like in our previous, I've been to Compton, believe it or not, but I really didn't felt safe. And even though nothing bad was happened to me, maybe the second time I go to Compton, something bad happens to me. Like I've been to Compton, I know how it is. I didn't feel safe, and I never go there again anymore. So
Yeah, yeah, and it is what it is.
yeah,
It's all it's. I mean, it is what it is, and it's all about how you actually It's all about what you make of it. Because like I know people that live in the hood still to this day. Hell, there are people who are multimillionaires that still live in the hood.
yeah.
So they don't have any problems. They don't have any like nobody's robbing their house. Nobody's doing anything stupid to them. And so it's all about what you make of it and how you're perceived. And as long as you're not being a dick or a flashy person, you should be okay in the hood for the most part. But if the
Yeah,
minute you
but yeah,
start being
what?
flashy or a dick, then 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be okay in the hood.
Yeah, but do you know what is also one of the reason that I didn't felt really safe in like in LA? You gotta be really careful on what type of clothing you are wearing, what
Oh
type of
yeah, the
color,
color of clothes. Yeah, because like there's a
because
gang
like
for every 45 feet.
yeah, because like even though you think you are not dressed like a gangster, they can see you as a gangster. And a good example of that is like in LA, you have a place called Westlake MacArthur Park. Yeah, you can search it up on Google Maps. Westlake MacArthur Park.
Hmm.
I was walking there, and from a long distance, I saw a building that was looking like a castle, and I was like, everything seems nice here. I'm just gonna walk there. And I was walking past by a park, and three guys, they were calling me out, hey, yo, you come here now, like I was a dog. And to be honest, Tico, I never been so scared in my life, to be honest.
Hmm.
And
I
I
believe it.
was, and what they wanted from me, I don't know. But the thing is, I didn't know that that area is MS-13 area.
Oh yeah,
And you also have another gang, the 18th Street Gang, and
yeah.
they are wearing black. And by coincidence, I was wearing a black sweater that moment.
Oh nice.
And
And
if
the
I
sad part about that,
yeah,
if they didn't know any better or know anything about you, they would think you're a Latino. So you were pretty much going down no matter what.
yeah, and if I think that's now about 5 years ago, at that moment I did not realize how dangerous that actually really was. And yeah, right now I can laugh about it, but I I was scared, man, and not at nighttime, just at daytime.
Mhm. I believe
They
it. I
called
believe
me,
it.
they called me out. Yo, come in, like I was a dog or something, man. Hey, yo, you come here right now. And I just walked, I just walked away. I did not look at him. But what if I walked towards to him? I maybe we didn't even have this conversation right now. And like in the Netherlands, especially the young people, they are trying to copy that gangster culture, but yeah, they don't know how it is. I know how it is, and here in the Netherlands, I am glad we don't have that type of shit.
Well, the sad part about that is that gangster culture is the biggest export out of the United States ever. It's every
Yeah,
freaking where. It is in It is in every single aspect, every single country, everybody in the United States. If you're from the United States and you're black, when you go to any European country, there'll be a group of white girls that'll say, "Act gangster."
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's just facts, like because that's the biggest export out of the United States. No matter what, that culture, the rap music and the black culture out of the United States. Everybody knows it, and it is what it is. It's in Korea, it's in North Korea, South Korea, China, Japan,
Yeah.
all the Arab countries, um, all through the European countries, South America, North America. Hell, I wouldn't be shocked if it's in Antarctica. At this point, roll up with a boat and you got penguins rolling up on you with gang signs and shit like that. I would not be shocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
And that's also a good topic. Like the rap music today, it's always affiliated to gangster shit, but hip hop and rap music has nothing to do with gangster shit,
Mm-mm.
you
Well,
know?
and the sad part about that is, it's not even the black people. Well, it's kind of sort of the black people's fault and the rappers' fault. But at the same time, you also got to take it straight. Their record companies are the ones who made
Yeah,
it global. So it's not shocking that they sell so many records around the world because the record
yeah,
companies sell the records around the world and everybody buys them. Had it just stayed in the United States, we probably wouldn't even have this problem where you got a bunch of people in the middle of freaking the suburbs acting like they're gangster all of a sudden or wanting to start a gang now. Like, what?
yeah. Because like yeah, you probably have heard of
Hmm.
the Bloods, right?
Yeah, I've
In the
heard of them.
United States. Uh, yeah, if you are on YouTube, you just a couple of years ago there was a documentary about so-called Bloods from the Netherlands.
Mm.
Trust me, you are gonna laugh your balls out of your pants when you hear them talk, man.
Yeah,
Trust me, man.
I believe it.
Like and I like that they have guns and that they've been to jail. I believe that, but those guys have like if they were in Compton with their red shirt, then they're not blood anymore. You get my point, right?
Yeah, and you think that's crazy? There's actually a group of Crips called the Mormon Crips.
The more never heard of it.
Mormons. They're Crip. They live in Utah. Is it Utah? Yeah, Utah, and they're called Mormon Crips.
Okay.
They're basically Mormon and they're Crips. They basically go to church on. They
Oh,
go to
they will.
church.
Okay, okay.
Mormon Crips. Yeah, they're Mormon Crips basically, and it's like crazy. It's like that's just mind blowing within itself. I mean, it's just stuff like that for the most part. I mean, so it is what it is. Um, Actually, Specstream NWA didn't really start it. The record company actually started it. The record company and the CEO was it Heller? Is it Jerry Heller? Who was Ruthless Records guy, the white guy from Ruthless Records. He basically made it what it is today for the most part. Without
Yeah,
him, NWA wouldn't be NWA without him for the most part.
yeah.
It's just facts.
Can
They would
can
just be
you
a neighborhood. They'd be a neighborhood group.
can you hold on 2 minutes? I gotta
Okay.
go to the toilet, man.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Yeah, because yeah, to be honest with you, that the stuff that they were originally going to rap about and the stuff that they end up rapping about was two totally different things. Was two totally different things. Basically, it was supposed to be a super group where they got like a bunch of people together who were artists to basically rap on it. It's basically supposed to be like a um a hood version of NSYNC for the most part. It's supposed to be a super group that they pulled together for the most part originally. Um, but they were going to rap about various things and stuff like that. But Jerry Heller thought it'd be cool and thought it'd be an even cooler image to basically do it that way for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, Eazy-E was a Crip, but that's not what he was going to do. He was going to do other things for the most part, but it made it big and it made him famous. On top of that, you had people trying to burn their CDs, and now you have more people wondering about them. So it made it even more famous when you start boycotting them and burning their CDs and a big ass CD pal, or not CDs, record CD tape pal. Basically, you made them more popular for the most part.
Yeah, true, man. But I think Easy E was one. Yeah, I think he was a real
Yeah,
gangster.
he was a real gangster. Yeah.
Yeah, because the funny thing is like when it comes to NWA, like Dr. Dre was the producer of all the beats,
Mm-hmm.
But Ice Cube, he
Was a
wrote all
writer.
the lyrics.
Yeah.
He wrote the lyrics also for Dr. Dre. The reason that they wanted like Easy E, he has that raw hardcore gangster voice, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But actually Easy E was not a rapper. He was a real OG, you know.
Yeah. So basically, Easy E was there to basically give him street credibility for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, like Easy E, he died from HIV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He definitely he died from HIV for the most part. Which
yeah.
I mean, it's like if
But
you live that lifestyle, you're going to run into stuff like that. It basically goes for any sex, both sexes. Like if you're gonna pretty much live a reckless lifestyle, you're gonna pretty much die reckless. What they say, live by the sword, die by the sword.
yeah,
So I mean, you can't just run around doing stuff willy nilly and not expecting no consequences or repercussions for your actions. For every action's a
yeah,
reaction for the most part.
yeah. And like especially if you are saying things like, and a good example of that, like Tico, right now I can say to you like, I have the black belt karate, you know.
Okay.
I don't have the black, but for example, like
Okay.
uh like people are listening to right now, I can say to you like, I have the black belt karate. You can bet your ass that somebody is gonna test me out
Oh
if
yeah,
i
definitely.
ser- if I seriously have the black belt karate. And if I don't have that, I'm gonna kick the shit out. And you gotta be careful what you are saying, because there are always people that are gonna test you out, you know.
Oh, definitely. Hell, there are people that still test my knife skills. They found out very quickly
Yeah,
that my knife skills are my knife skills. So you don't want to fuck with those knife skills. It's like if you bring a knife, if you bring a knife, if you pull a knife out on me, it's basically equivalent to like bringing a knife to a gunfight with me, basically. And that's always how I've always described it. Like you don't want to do that. You just want to bring a gun and call it a day for the most part. You don't want to bring a knife to a fight with me because that'd be like pretty much giving me extra ammo for a gun for the most part. And
yeah.
just stuff like that. But yeah, I've actually been my knife gangster has been tested a few times, and I'm here, and a lot of people aren't. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm the best at it. There's some room for improvement,
yeah. You
but
you
I,
you make me a little bit curious, Tico. Maybe you and I have to fight each other. No, 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 no. I don't want. No, 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 no. I'm just kidding. No, Tico. No,
you're fine. You're
no.
fine. I know you're
No,
joking.
I don't want to. I don't want to fight with you, Tico. I want to dance with you.
It's a mess.
No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just fucking with you,
You're
man.
fine. You're fine. I know
Yeah,
you're fine. I know you're
but
joking.
yeah, man. But yeah, we are now 1 hour and 40 minutes into this stream. Let's get back to the topic.
Yeah.
Like you said, like you can be red pilled, but that doesn't make you a MGTOW yet. And like yeah, you can be MGTOW in many different aspects, but
Hmm.
yeah, just the fact that yeah, don't have a relationship, yeah, that for me that's the basic of
Yeah.
MGTOW for me.
No cohabitation, no marriage, no children. Basically, is what like the is like the what the three bases for the most part. Yeah. So that right there lets you know that you can actually be MGTOW as long as you don't have no cohabitation, no marriage, and no children for the most part. I mean, that means children out of wedlock after the fact for the most part. Now, if you're just begging people to have children, yeah, that's probably going to go against the MGTOW. They're not going to really frown upon it, but they're going to look at you like, "Come on now, dude, really?"
Yeah,
Now
true, but it's but like yeah, MGTOW is also yeah developing yourself. Like you like and yeah we talked about that earlier, and not to bash other guys, but you can be divorce raped or falsely accused of rape. Yeah, that's a fucked up thing, but that
yeah.
doesn't make you MGTOW yet.
Well, the sad part about that is you have to take the necessary steps to actually become that or live that
Yeah,
lifestyle for the most part. You can't just come out of the other side and be like, okay, I'm this now. Well, no, you got to go through the rage. You got to go through the steps. You got to go through the
yeah,
process. Basically, you can't just. It'd be like me saying it'd be like what you said with the black belt thing. You, I'm a black belt. Like, no, that's not how that works. Like, you actually got to work your way up to that black belt. You're not just a black belt when you walk in the door. Like, just because you've seen a couple karate movies, you read a couple magazines, that don't make you a black belt. Like, you got to actually earn that for the most part.
yeah, and
And
that's a good example, and I want to touch upon it. Like, yeah, when I was a little child, you probably know the Power Rangers, right?
yeah,
Yeah, no, no, but
yeah.
no, but when I was little, I was watching the Power Rangers, and like, if you see that as a child, you think you are a good fighter, you
Oh yeah,
know. I
definitely. Hell, like
when
wrestling.
I
A
yeah
good
when I
example of it
was
is
not
wrestling when I was growing up.
yeah, and when I was 9 years old, I did taekwondo,
Hmm.
and when I did taekwondo, I was like, I'm a good fighter. When I was 16, I did kickboxing, and I was like, I'm a better fighter. When I was 21, I had my first Muay Thai lesson. I was like looking back at that moment when I watched the Power Rangers. No, I wasn't a fighter. I was looking at that, but yeah, you have to. Yeah, my point is, you have to do it yourself to be how it is.
Hang on, my headphones half fell.
Yeah, relax, man.
It fell under my desk. Damn. There we go. Sorry about my headset fell under my desk.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I was saying, like you said, you can watch a lot of karate movies and shit. Now, if you want to be a good fighter, you have to do it yourself.
You actually got to go through the motions to actually be a good fighter. You can't just watch some Power Rangers, watch a couple
No,
wrestling moves, and think you're the shit. You basically got to go through the motions and actually learn those steps. Because I've always been one to actually learn martial arts and actually respect martial arts. And like, it don't matter where I was, where I fell out in a pecking order. I always respected my pecking order, and I always wanted to learn and be better with myself for the most part. I mean, you can't
yeah,
just be out here talking about. Go ahead.
because like when I was 16, I always wanted to go to Southeast Asia. I always wanted to go to the United States, and like before I've been there, I always had some idea like how that is. But like I know Thailand because I've been there. I know the United States because I have been there.
Yeah, and that's a given. That's pretty much a given. I mean, you can't always. I mean, just because just. I mean, there's countries that I've never been, but I'm not going to say I know that country because I just know the country because that's just wrong. I don't know the country because of that. I know the country because I've actually been there. I know the layout of the grounds and the layout for the most part.
Yeah. Some comment. Jenny Tolwart says the original MGTOW manifesto mentions nothing of what you are talking about. I
Well,
agree
the
with you,
original,
Jenny.
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
it
with
doesn't.
you. But I like to
I
talk about everything.
Yeah, the irony to that is the original MGTOW manifesto was eventually like, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Not disbanded. It was ratified for the most part. After by the owners after they made it about 1 or 2 years later for the most part. Um, yeah, they basically ratified it for the most part. There's actually talks of that, and there's actually people that actually know about it because they've actually read it, and there's actually details on it, actually saying it's been ratified and been restructured. It'd be no different if we were to pass a law in your country, and then we were to turn around, not ratified. That's the word, probably the worst word I'm looking for. Basically, it'd be no different if like I was to make a thing, and I was to add something to it, or take something out of it, or get rid of it for the most part. That's
Yeah,
technically what happened with the original manifesto. Um, they changed some stuff around and they took some stuff out and ended up being something else totally different for the most part. Um, that's how you eventually got to where you are now.
yeah,
Because they made it more simplified for the most part. They didn't want to make it more complicated than it needed to be. But yeah, I agree with you. Because the irony to MGTOW is, did you know that the founders that who actually wrote the manifesto were actually all married?
yeah. Good point, man. Yeah. And that's also like I also learning things from blue pillars. I also learn things from men that are married or have children.
Hmm.
I mean, like just the fact that you are different. That is the way how you can learn from each other.
Yeah, and the irony to that is another thing about MGTOW is that it was actually founded by MRAs that decided that they can't really go anywhere with the law, so they decided to, you know what, fuck it all, and we're going our own way for the most part.
Yeah,
So MGTOW was actually founded on MRAs that decided to break off from the MRA movement for the most part. Um,
yeah,
a lot of people leave that out also. It's just stuff along the lines of that that
yeah.
makes it
Yeah,
amazing.
but anyway, Jenny Torres, I agree with you. But like when I'm making a video, that's officially Red Pill and MGTOW. But when I'm doing live streams, I like to talk about everything. It doesn't when I'm doing a live stream, it doesn't always have to be about MGTOW or the Red Pill. I like to talk about everything. So, yeah, that's the answer on your statement, Jenny Torres. By the way,
Yeah,
thanks, guys, for the support, man.
yeah. Thanks for the comment. Thanks everybody in the comment section. What
Yeah, man.
the
But
one lady with the white
Tico,
voice
when it yeah,
out.
but when it comes about your channel, Tico, I like you are I following you. I'm subscribed to you, but you are doing live streams 3 or 4 times a week or something, man.
Yeah, I know. I had to break it up.
So
I actually had to start another channel and break it up recently because
okay,
I had so many live streams going on my channel that like I wasn't really able to upload my content, actual regular
yeah,
content for the most part because I was doing like live streams like 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Um, so I had to break them up. So I moved no aux shit and anything that's news based to my Tren Labs news channel, and I
yeah,
kept what Table Flip and True Sherms, Savages, and Dozang's what's it called Dozang's no, I mean True Sherm, no, True Sherm is Relentless, and Dozang's is Savages for the most part. I kept that on the show, and I kept my podcast on the show on that channel,
yeah,
but I moved
but
like
you are
everything else that's news based over there.
yeah, but you are using all those terms. Like, yeah, for me, a live stream is like what is the difference when you do a live stream? What is the difference between no arc shit or table flip or relentless seven or yeah? What is the difference between all those terms? Because like for me, a live stream is a live stream. An
Yeah,
open
I agree
panel
with you.
is an open panel.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But like the difference between table flip, because basically, no auction is basically the opposite of table flip for the most part. And what I mean by that is
Okay.
table flip is nothing more than a um a basically a manosphere roundtable for the most part. So only people from the manosphere, no
Okay.
matter what part of the manosphere you're from, let it be black pill, red pill. I mean, let it be red pill, MGTOW, SYSBM, ITMOR, um, are allowed in that one for the most part. So those four groups are allowed in that stream. No Ox shit allows anybody, let it be MRAs, black pill, um, you know, anti MGTOW, anti red pillars, anti anybody for the most part. People who don't like the whole entire thing, they're allowed in Ox shit for the most, no Ox shit for the most part. So that's for everybody. That's literally an open. That's pretty much like open mic for anybody for the most part. And table flip is basically only manosphere people only for the most part. Then you have True Sherms basically shows basically it's built around True Sherm. That's the only reason why it's relentless because it's built around True Sherm.
Okay.
Dozang shows basically built around Dozang because we're waiting for him to actually start his channel. So we're trying to get him followers. So when he opens his channel, they can follow him over there for the most part. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
so it's basically promoting him on my channel. So when he opens up his channel, everybody can go sub to him for the most part. That's pretty
Okay.
much
Yeah,
what that
yeah.
is.
Okay.
Then I have regular podcasts for the most part, which is a podcast is a podcast is a podcast. Those My definition of podcast is anything shorter than all of my live streams. So my podcasts are usually anywhere between 5 to 50 minutes, basically. I've been keeping it down
Yeah.
to like 30 lately, but that's pretty much my podcast. My best definition is a podcast, like 5 to 30 minutes, 5 to 35 minutes for the most part.
Yeah, a little bit same like that video 2 days. Like you are doing that alone without other people, right? That is
Yeah,
what you mean, right?
yeah, podcast.
Yeah.
Basically, anything that's my podcast is basically me by myself. I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
my
I
podcast by
understand what you
myself.
mean. Yeah.
If it's a live stream,
Okay.
that means I invited people in, and now it's time to go for the most part.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
That's typically how I do it. And usually my podcasts can be live, but they're not going to go longer than they need to be because it's basically just one topic, and we're getting the heck up out of there. Whereas like a live stream, it can go all over the place,
Yeah,
like this one.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's typically how I do. That's typically how I operate on that for the most part.
Okay, okay. Yeah, me myself, I'm not really active lately, but yeah, I appreciate every subscriber because like I put MGTOW behind all my videos, but yeah, even though if you are not MGTOW or not Red Pill, I mean everybody is welcome on my channel, man. So
Yeah, because I do the same thing too, but like I only do it because I do make MGTOW content. But if you ever notice, there's a lot of videos on my channel that'll say SYSBM or it'll say MGTOW for the most part. So I make videos for both for the most part. And I put MGTOW in the
yeah,
title because it's basically MGTOW Pacific or Red Pill MGTOW Pacific for the most part. And I'll make SYSBM because it's either going to be SYSBM Red Pill Pacific or just SYSBM Pacific. And that's typically how I title things. And there's videos where I got both titles in there, SYSBM and MGTOW, and it's for both. That's typically how I operate on my channel.
yeah, same as me, man. And like I said, even though I put the acronym MGTOW behind in my video title, my channel is for everybody, you know. First off, I am producing content, yeah, for myself. But if somebody can relate to it or can benefit, like 1 plus 1 is 2, you know.
Yeah. And another thing I actually do on my channel is I do a lot of gameplay. So I actually do have some gameplay video on my channel. Matter of fact, I think I uploaded one last night.
Yeah, yeah. Video games. I think until the age of 12, I was addicted to video games. But yeah, since the for the last 17 or 18 years, I don't play video games anymore.
Well, I play them when I need to pass time. Like I travel a lot, so someone be mad like the rest of the people at the airport. I just break out my phone or break out my handheld and I play a video game. And sometimes I
Yeah,
record that
yeah,
video game just so I can upload it as content basically later. It's typically how I look at it because like I look at it like this: like I'm not going to be mad about some stuff that I don't have any control over. And what's the point of being mad when you can basically do something that kill your time, like play with your phone or play with your handheld or do something to basically pass time so you won't get angry about a situation you have zero control over. So I basically play
yeah.
video games
True.
when I'm traveling or when I'm standing in line for a good period of time. I play video games.
Yeah, and that's a good point that you make. Like, yeah, so like a lot of people, they are getting so much influenced by their emotions, and I was like, why would you be angry if you cannot do nothing about it?
Yeah, true. And there's no point in being if you can't do anything about it or you don't really there's not very much you can do. It's like just pointless to be angry about it if you have no control over it or you can't really change it. Why? Why be angry about it? And that's always been my way of life. Unless it's like family, unless somebody's like, unless it's like family, or I know you, if because I have two things that'll piss me off. There's two things that'll piss me off very quickly. If you fuck with my family, or if you're just being stupid. If I know you're wrong and I know you're wrong, then I'm going to be angry with you for the most part.
Yeah,
Those are only two. Those are surefire ways to piss me off. Um, Other than that, I'm pretty laid back and chill for the most part. As long as you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. I'll give you props if you give me props, or I'll give you props if I think something's cool. It's typically how I am.
yeah, yeah. One other subject, like you call yourself black pilled, right?
I do have some big black pill stuff, but mainly that usually comes when it comes to talking to giving women advice or something like that. For the most part, I'm very black
Okay.
pilled on the advice that I give the women, and I'm very black pilled on the advice that I give the men sometimes, especially as late, because the stuff that I say is like very blunt and like, look, this ain't just one side. This is both y'all motherfuckers. Like I think
Yeah,
everybody's my favorite quote that I say from about my favorite quote that everybody likes that I've been saying a lot is there's two people in a relationship. There's you motherfucker and there's her motherfucker. You got to
yeah,
figure it out, basically.
yeah. But when it comes to the black, like, yeah, it really depends on what type of. I think it do, like if you are blue pilled, purple pilled, red pilled, black pilled, it really is based on your own personal experiences, I think.
Yeah, and the only time I'm really black pill is when I'm being like brutally honest and I'm hurting people's feelings, or when I'm actually giving advice on relationships and telling you just because you want this, that don't mean it's going to work like that. Just because you believe or seen it in movies, that's not how this is going to work. And I basically give advice very bluntly, very honestly, and very concise for the most part. And it's going to hurt. Oh, it's going to hurt. Trust me, because I'm
Yeah,
going to destroy all your dreams and fantasies and all this unicorns and rainbows that you have with like when it comes to relationships. It's work. Relationships are work. I mean, don't get me wrong. The relationship I'm in now is no work for the most part. It's pretty easy. It's because like we have an understanding of each other and we know what each other needs, and we're not willing to like be stupid with the other's emotions or feelings for the most part. Don't get me wrong. I do play a shit ton of practical jokes on my significant other, enough that would piss any other normal woman off. Or and the sad part about that, she plays practical jokes just as much. So like it's those
yeah,
things where
but
like we have
that's
to.
also a good thing, Tico, because like if your woman can handle that, yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
then maybe she's the perfect woman.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, she. I mean, I'm not gonna say she's perfect. I mean, it's she is
No,
what she
no.
is. And like
Yeah, yeah,
one thing I can say about her, which is actually pretty impressive with her, is she doesn't get jealous or angry of other women being around me. Um, unless they're like of a certain culture for the most part, then her antennas go up and she'll start getting very like territorial. But they have to be of a certain culture for that to even remotely happen. Um,
yeah.
but usually it could be like a good example of that we were hanging out we were hanging out at the bar for like friend's birthday for the most part, It's us and a group of friends. We're all at the bar, and this one lady, white lady, came up to me and started talking to me, hitting on me, and she's sitting right here on the right hand side of me, looking at this stuff, and she's just eating and like ignoring the woman, and the lady's just hitting on me, talking to me, asking me for my number, you know, doing the flirty rubs and the rubbing all over me and stuff like that, and like I'm just sitting there like okay, and I'm just answering like one word answers and like being very like blunt and like very short with my answers for the most part to let her know that I'm not interested in all this heavy petting, and I'm with somebody, and literally she watched me come in with this woman, and she's still trying to do all this stuff, and like my significant other didn't even bat an eye or anything. She basically let me handle it basically. Now had that woman have been an Indian woman, there'd probably be a bar fight. Like there'd probably literally be a
Yeah.
bar fight. Like there would
Yeah.
legit be a bar fight. Like, but because she wasn't
Yeah.
Indian, she basically knows my type basically, so she doesn't need to get upset about like somebody doing something stupid with me if it's not my optimal type for the most part. Um, it is what it is.
Yeah, but actually, I want to ask you, Tico, like a lot of black pimmers, they always say like, yeah, everything is scientifically proved, right?
No, it's
But
not. I
yeah,
work
no,
in the
but
medical field. I'm a I work in molecular genetics. It's not science. I'm a psychologist also. It's not
yeah,
science.
yeah, I
Like
know, but a lot of black pimmers, they claim that.
yeah, that annoys me when people say that because I literally work in this field. I do this for a living. Like no, it's not science. There's some stuff to you which you there's some evidence to what you're saying that is true, but like you can't say it works across a large majority of the whole entire population. The sad part about that is they'll basically quote stuff from a dating site. Now, if you know anything about
Yeah,
a dating site is only 10% of the world's population. You
yeah.
can't base a dating site's poll on on the whole entire world based on 10% of the population for the most part. You can't say that all women are hoes or or all women that claim they're virgins had sex in some way, shape, or form. That's not true. Like I know a lot of virgin women who haven't sucked any dick and haven't had anal sex or anything of that matter for the most part. It is what
Yeah.
it is. They do exist. Not every woman is going to do anal or suck a dick. Hell, I know women who people think they did anal and they're very repulsed at the thought of doing anal for the most part. Like, it's like I know women
Yeah.
that there are women that literally don't give blowjobs. So like, how are they giving blowjobs when they don't even like giving blowjobs or don't even like the thought of giving blowjobs for the most part? Like, it doesn't work like that. So that's not science. That's not science in the least bit. And it's just stuff like that that just blows my mind when I hear people say that. Hell, I know guys that don't even like blowjobs. It's like
Okay.
that's like
Okay.
mind blowing to me. Like I don't even know you anymore. You're not my friend. We're breaking up now. Like legit. Like when I hear a man say that, like who what? That, I'm
Yeah.
looking at him like he just like I'm looking at him like he's crazy and sad. But he's like, what do you mean you don't like that? Like that just blows my mind when I hear a man say that. Like what? Like obviously you haven't had the right one. Like but yeah, there's
Yeah, true, man. And I think it's like like some things are scientifically proved, but I think it also depends on the situation, and there are exceptions.
there are exceptions to the rule. Yeah, like you're basically quoting exceptions to the rule. Like not everybody in the world's on a dating app. And the sad part about that, dating apps, most of the people on the dating apps are women. There's a small majority.
Yeah.
There's a small majority of men that are actually on dating apps. That'd be basically
Yeah,
like
true.
saying that'd be like basically like saying you saying that this is science would be basically like saying a woman saying all men are dogs because she only dealt with 5 men,
Yeah.
or she only deals. It's kind of like my quote when I say, well, if you stop passing around the same 10 men, you wouldn't have this problem. Like, is that actually true? No, but 9 times out of 10, I know the men that you're dating is basically what I'm implying for the most part. So if you stop passing around those men between the two of you and your friends, you won't have this problem.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the sad part
Yeah,
about that is
true.
Very true. Yeah, and the sad part about that, what is science, is the fact that a lot, 98% of the time, if a woman is breaking up, it's usually her friend's fault or her group of friends' fault for the most part because
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's listened to a bunch of women who aren't in a relationship about relationship advice. Like if it's not broke, don't go to your friends who aren't in a relationship to try to fix it. How do they know about a relationship? Hell, I'm willing to bet any money a woman in a successful relationship probably has been in a relationship longer than all of her friends put together, and if not, the one friend who's given her advice.
Yeah,
So if your relationship outlasts her relationships, that's the wrong person to take advice from. It's
yeah,
just facts. Like that'd be like taking advice from a dating coach who's been twice or three times divorced with that's a single mother, or who's
yeah,
divorced or never been in a relationship. Why are you taking advice from somebody that's never been in a relationship?
yeah.
Like I wouldn't. I refuse to take advice from people who can't be in a successful relationship, or who can't even function as a in a successful relationship. That'd be like a good a good a good a good a good a good example of that is my grandmother. My grandmother was married to my granddad until the day he died, for the most part.
Okay.
They've been married for like 60 years. 60 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's long, man. Wow.
And like, I'm more likely to take advice from my grandmother and granddad about relationships than I am to take advice from anybody on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just facts. Like, it's just facts. Like, come on now. Like, if I'm going to take advice from somebody, it's going to be like anybody that's single. It's going to be about abusive relationships. Like, are you in an abusive relationship? Okay, now I can sit here and talk to you. Now, if you're trying to give me advice on trying to be in a relationship, I'm not going to take advice from you. If you're in an abusive relationship and you got out of a relationship, I'll take advice from you on the shit to watch for in that relationship. That's it. But I'm not going to
Yeah.
take advice from you about how to be in a successful relationship because you weren't in a successful relationship.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, yeah.
That'd be like taking advice on how to be black from a white guy. What?
Yeah,
Or
true, because you are
how to be
you
white from a black guy. Like it is what it is. Like you don't take advice that you just don't take advice from people who know nothing about it or don't have any experience in it for the most part.
yeah, because like you are Costa Rican, right, Tico?
Yeah,
Like I have never been in Costa Rica, so it would be really ridiculous if I am gonna explain to you like Costa Rica is this or that while I've never been there, you know.
yeah.
So
It's typically the
yeah,
same thing.
I get your point. I get your point, man.
Like I can tell you about Costa Rica, Colombia, India, and Jamaica.
Yeah,
Those are my specialties. Now I've traveled other places, and I can tell you certain places to go in those places, but I can pretty much tell you front and back what those four places, where to go, where to hang out at, where the nightclubs are, where the cool people are, where the bad neighborhoods are, where the good neighborhoods are, where the best hotels are, where the bad hotels are, who the bad people are, who the good people are. Like those four places, I can tell you front and back where to
yeah,
go. Like, but any of those other places, like I've been to, like a good example, I've been to Sweden. I can tell you two good places to go. That's it. A restaurant, a good hotel. That's about it. Like I can tell you, like probably like if I felt safe walking down the street, what time of day. That's about the extent of that. I mean, I can tell you restaurants and bars and stuff like that, but I can't tell you like what the nightlife is like, what the how the women are, or I can tell you how the people are, like how they interact with you for the most part, but I can't tell you like you might want to date some women from this country because they're like this. I can't tell you that because I only know them from
yeah.
interactions how to get somewhere for the most part. I don't know them to want to date them for the most part.
Yeah, true, man. There is also a difference between like thinking that you know something or actually knowing
Knowing.
something because you have experienced it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I probably know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I've been to a lot of places, yes. So I probably know more about places than I'm willing to let on. But like, I only tell you the stuff that I'm actually comfortable with telling. Like a good example of that is a person in my live stream asked me, I shit you not, asked me, uh, if as a single black man, where's a nice place to go and be in a relationship? How about Vegas? I said, no, don't go to Vegas. I go, your best chance to actually being in a relationship and being a single black man, or playing the field, would be in the United States. It would be probably like what I say, Minnesota is your best place to go if you're going to be a single black man in the United States. That's your best place to go. The
Okay,
women,
okay.
and the reasoning for that is the nightlife is decent. The women aren't like ridiculously overdone like they are in L.A. or California, or your New York women. They're not like ridiculously overdone. There's like they're pretty
Yeah,
plain. They're
to
pretty
be
even killed
honest
and pretty
with you,
plain. Yeah.
I've been to Minneapolis slash St. Paul. I've been there for only, I think, 4 days, but the people there are great, to be honest.
Yeah, they're like pretty, and the women are pretty plain for the most part. They're
Yeah,
very plain. It's damn near like a step up from being an Amish woman for the most. Well, not really a step up. I would say about 4 or 5 steps up from being an Amish woman for the most part. Because
yeah,
they don't like overdo. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some women that overdo it on the makeup, but majority of the women that I've seen and interacted with and worked and seen at stores and restaurants and stuff like that, they don't overdo it on the makeup. They don't look like porcelain dolls. They don't look like you need to grab your M4 and get your fatigues on because you're about to go to war because they got all this war paint on their face. They look like pretty plain, run of the mill women for the most part.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, they're very attractive because they're showing off their natural beauty. Don't get me wrong. So they're not like Hollywood beauty. They're like natural beauty for the most part because they don't overdo it on the ridiculous amounts of cake up or makeup, I should say, which is
yeah,
actually
yeah.
really
Fake
nice.
up, fake. I just call it fake up, you know.
I call it cake up because like a lot of them just cake it on, literally like just.
Yeah, yeah. I just call it fake up. They wanna make something up their face that is fake and
Mhm.
isn't real. They put clown faces on.
Yeah, they literally do, and it's sad that they do that. And the sad part about that is a lot of the makeup that they wear to try to say make yourself look pretty actually destroys their skin at the end of the day.
Yeah, true.
So it
Yeah,
actually it actually accelerates your skin deterioration more than if you went natural and you just put some Neutrogena or some Noxzema on your face every day.
yeah, true, man. Yeah,
Your skin is rapidly like ridiculously like being like deteriorated. And because like the sad part about that, if you ever notice with a lot of women that wear makeup, a lot of makeup, they tend to have like pimples or you know face blemishes, and you know some have discolorated skin basically from wearing makeup, because either they're allergic to it or stuff like that for the most part. But look, if you didn't
yeah,
wear as
true.
much
But
makeup.
like
Yeah.
I have met women in my life that were wearing makeup, and if you would know how they would look like without makeup, they look like a monster. So maybe that's the reason they are wearing makeup, you
Well, the
know?
sad part about that, not all of them look like monsters without makeup, but they believe they
Yeah,
do.
but
This this
let's
is
say
this is the this.
a little bit less pretty. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like you could be a little less pretty. That's fine. But the sad part about that is all these women that are a little less pretty are attractive to a lot of men. Like
Yeah,
you don't need to be, because the sad part about that is women are more likely to get compliments by men if they're wearing sweatpants, their hair's in a ponytail, and they ain't got zero makeup on. Men are more
yeah,
likely to give women compliments during that time, and women will say some shit to the extent of, "Well, I look like shit." Well,
yeah,
obviously he doesn't believe you look like shit. This is what he likes, and 9 times out of 10, you probably gotten this compliment from men more times from men than any other time if you were dressed up to the nines. You get more compliments from men when you actually look plain and you don't look like you're trying to be something you're not for the most part. Men are more
yeah,
likely to give you compliments because men actually prefer like a more naturally look for the most part. Hell, I know women that wear makeup, but they wear it so light you don't even think they're wearing makeup. They like put on like probably like a they'll probably put on like some light blush or a bit of a foundation. That's about it. They don't like overdo it and look like those ceramic dolls, those ceramic clown dolls for the most part. And you would think they
yeah,
don't wear makeup, but like they got like the light thing. If your skin's messed up, then lightly put it on. You don't got to cake it on. It's not even necessary to cake it on.
Yeah,
Then you got the
true.
black
By the
women.
way,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
by the way, a shout out to my homie, the chapter of MJ. He is also from the Netherlands. He is the only guy that knows me and that I have a channel. So actually, I should kill this guy.
Oh, good
No,
lord,
man, I'm
no!
just
Don't
kidding,
kill him.
man.
You
No,
need him. You need him.
no,
You need
no.
the friend
I'm just
support,
kidding,
basically.
man. Yo,
I know.
chapter of MJ. Yo, chapter of MJ. Yeah, you are my homie. Shout out to chapter of MJ. He is also producing Red Pill content.
That's good.
Subscribe to his channel, and we are planning to do a live stream this upcoming Friday.
Oh,
So
nice. I'll definitely try to check it out. Most definitely.
yeah,
But
man.
and the thing about it is like what I was saying about women. Men prefer you to look more natural. I'm not saying like look like a hot mess natural, but like just plain, like plain. Don't overdo it. Just look plain. Like just never overdo it because that's not a good
Yeah,
look for you for the most part. I mean, you'll get attention, but it'll be attention from the wrong people, and this is where a lot of
yeah,
women fuck up at. Um, and the sad part about that makeup, all that makeup you put on your face is ruining your skin. If you ever notice, like a lot of black women and a lot of women that got some melanin in their skin, they look nice and they age
yeah,
very nicely. But the sad part about it is the difference between the reason why black women age so nicely who won't wear makeup is because they wear scars. They wear scars on their head and they cover their face so the debris and junk don't get in her face and her skin from like the surrounding or like downtown, let it be downtown Netherlands or downtown Pittsburgh or downtown Los Angeles. There's debris, dust, and shit that get in your face. And this is why you always see
yeah.
women.
True,
This is why you always
but
see women with their hit black women, older black women with their face wrapped for the most part.
yeah, true. But yeah, yeah, maybe that's a strange comparison. But I want to give you an example. Like I just like casual clothing, and like
Yeah,
yeah, to be honest, I never wear a suit. But like let's say I was a multi-millionaire, then I would still did not wear a suit or wearing jewelries or and why? It is not me, and I don't feel comfortable with it.
yeah,
So and if I would wear that, then it's more to show off to other people. And my point is that whatever you do, do it for yourself and not for other people, man.
yeah, true. And that kind of sort of goes with the women and the women who wear the burqas and stuff like that in Islam. The irony to it is, despite the fact that a lot of us don't like them wearing the head covers, they live in a desert. Do you know what sand does to your skin if it whips up
Yeah,
and blows
yeah,
in your
true.
face?
Yeah, true.
It protects their skin. This is why when they take it off and you see them without one, which is like very rare or shocking, they look sexy as hell.
Yeah,
It's like Arab women look sexy as hell because they got their face cover and the wind and the debris and the desert sands not blowing up in their face, destroying their face.
yeah, true, man. And that like when I'm in Thailand, like yeah, I know it's crazy, but it doesn't matter how hot it is. I never wear short pants.
Oh
Never.
yeah, hell, like most, like that's a good example of that is Costa Ricans. You can tell the difference between a tourist and a Costa Rican. Costa Ricans tend to wear pants all the time.
Yeah,
Only way they wear shorts for the most part, unless they're women or they're going to the beach or some type of water place, basically where there's going to be
yeah,
water. There's going to be a lot of water play, and that's something I've noticed about Costa Ricans. We always wear pants. Like for the most part, for the majority of us, wear pants. No matter how hot it is outside, we wear pants. If you're a tourist, the tourists tend to wear shorts. Even if they try to blend in, you could tell that they're tourists because they wear shorts all the damn time. So if you're
yeah,
always wearing
yeah,
shorts, we know you're not a Costa Rican. Don't get me wrong, there are Costa Ricans that wear shorts, but they very rarely wear them, and they don't
yeah.
wear them all
I
the
get your
time.
point. Yeah, yeah. And the reason why I never wear shorts, like even in the Netherlands, people think I'm crazy because I never wear shorts. But
Oh
first of
yeah,
all, no, no. First of all, it's not my style, and second of all, if it's really, really hot and the sun is burning on your skin, then it's even better to wear a short
pants.
pants.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with that though is you also got to take consideration too, like enough heat beating down on your skin or your head will make you very what's the word I'm looking for? It'll make you very not drowsy. It'll make you tired for the most part because the heat just beating down on you basically just whips the
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
energy you have out of you basically. Um, and the thing about it is like I've always looked at it like this: if I don't really need shorts, why buy shorts? If I can't go to work in those shorts, why buy shorts? Like I look at it like this: if I can go to work in my pants, I'm fine going to work in my pants, and I'll just buy pants. Why buy an extra pair of accessories that I'm only gonna use very rarely? Like, don't get me wrong, I do buy shorts for working out, like workout shorts and stuff like that. Yeah, that's fine. I work out every day, so I'm going to use them mofos. But I'm not going to buy some regular shorts and only wear them part of the day when I'm not working. Or I mean, wear them part of the day when I'm not working. When I go into work, I'm not wearing them. Like that's totally pointless. If I can't wear them to work, then I'm not going to wear them at all. And that's
yeah.
typically my thoughts on
And
it.
that's a good point because the clothes that I am wearing, it doesn't matter if I go to work or to a meeting or a party. No, I always can wear that clothes.
Yeah,
And
like why buy unnecessary stuff, basically?
whatever clothes I am wearing, it's always perfect for that situation or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get your point, man. Yeah,
Yeah, like there's no point in like buying unnecessary stuff if it's not necessary. Like why spend extra money on
yeah,
things that you really don't need or really will never need? Like a good example is my shoes. Predominantly most of my shoes are either black or white. They serve their
yeah.
function
Same with me,
basically.
man.
Like they're either black or they're
Because
white basically. So like if I want to go casual, I'll wear the white ones. If I want to go dressy or more businessy casual, I'll wear the black ones for the most part. So it's one of those
yeah,
things where it's
true.
like,
Because exactly the same as me. Like I don't when it comes to clothing, I don't really like I am wearing black, white, dark gray, light gray, and blue, and that was it. I
yeah.
don't like yellow. I don't like pink. I don't like red. I don't like orange. It's yeah, I like no colors. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
don't
know
get me
how
wrong.
to say
I
that in
do wear
English,
other
but
colors, but the sad part about that is, I don't gotta buy an extra pair of shoes to match my shirt or my pants. They're either
yeah,
black
yeah, 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 yeah,
or they're
exactly.
white.
Yeah,
My shoes are black or white. They're going to go with anything for the most part. Is what I mean by that. And
yeah,
it's,
man. Yeah,
I mean, why buy extra shit when you don't really need all the extra shit for the most part? Why try to
yeah.
match your shoes to your shirt or match your pants to your shirt to your shoes? That's like unnecessary because you're only going to wear those shoes in those pants or that shirt with that outfit for the most part. Like why?
Yeah, 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 true, man. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
why? Yeah, that's simply my
But
thoughts on that.
anyway, yeah, Tico, I want to talk to you for hours and hours, but for me, it's now. Yeah, no. Thank you
I
for this
know,
conversation, man. And
I know.
yeah, for me now, it's already
12
12
o'clock.
p.m. at night, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a shower, eat something, and sleep. But yeah, we definitely must do this another time, man.
Oh, definitely. Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Yeah, man, and yeah, yeah. To coming back at the real topic of this stream. Yeah, for me, it you can call yourself red pill or not. You can call yourself MGTOW or not. I don't give a fuck, Tico. Yeah, I do not always agree with you because I would never compare myself with you, but I can relate to you, and I am down with you, brother. And yeah, man. Thank you for your time, and we definitely gonna talk to each other again, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. I keep an eye on you, and you wanna do some outro or
Oh, I'm sorry. Um, Basically, just do yourself, better yourself, make yourself the better version of you. Let you be women or man. Make yourself the better version of yourself for the most part. Don't let nobody hinder you. Don't let your friends tell you you can't. Just do you to the best of you. I'm Tico Tren.
Yeah, good point, man. Because you gotta remember one thing. At the end of the day, all you got is yourself.
Literally, yeah. And even when you
Yeah, man.
die, they don't make caskets with bunk beds, at least not yet. So you're going to
Yeah.
die by yourself too.
Yeah, man. So, but anyway, hey, Tico, thank you for your time. Forever red until dead, and I am ghosting out now, guys. Peace.
Peace.